I continue to work by modeling the common tag. Let's start by modeling the whole works first. I enter the dub edge command. Then let's create the curve by selecting the edges. I compilate it by pressing the space key. Then I use the join command. Then I press the blue ball of the gumball and extruded the curve 1 meter upward. Then let's continue using the offset surface command. I want to offset the surface 0.2 meters inward. I type 0.2 and press space to compilate it. Then let's press the Ctrl A keys and turn off ISO curves. Then let's continue by modeling the walls. We can use the wall of the lower floor to model the walls. Let's choose the wall of the lower floor. Then I enter the copy command. I choose the endpoint and I choose the endpoint above. Then I compilate it by pressing space key. Then we can offset the walls inward. I select all the walls. Then I enter the offset surface command. I determine the direction of all of them to be inward. Then I select the distance part. I want to write a meter, keep 1 meter distance to walk outside. I press space key, then I click on solid option and I want to mark it as no. I complete it by pressing the space button. After that, I can delete this wall. Then I press Ctrl A and turn off the ISO curves option. Then we can trim the wall a little with the trim command. I came to the front look. Then I enter the line command, I hold near, draw a downward line. Then I select line and enter the trim command, I trim off the excess. At this stage, you may want the decks to sit on the top of each other so that they are exactly centered on the boat. Because later on, if you don't align the decks evenly on the boat, you will have trouble calculating the weight. Let's move on to the perspective view. Then I want to select all surfaces. I will not choose the aft surfaces. Holding the gumball arrow, I slide it towards the aft. Then trim off the excess. I choose 2 surfaces, I enter into trim command and I want to trim the excess. It doesn't cut completely. Then this surface was not linear. Let's try using the trim command again. It didn't work. Then we can do it like this. I want to delete the surface. I delete it by pressing the delete key. I'm deleting the other side. Next, I enter the extruded curve command. I select the edges. I press the space key and extrude it towards the stern. I can finish this way. Then let's give the offset to all surfaces inwards. So let's give the wall thickness. I choose all surfaces. Then I enter the offset surface command. I'll set the direction to in. I click on it and set direction as in. Then the wall thickness was 0.3 meters. I write 0.3 in the distance part. I create the inner wall by pressing the space key. Then I click the left mouse button, I press Ctrl A and turn off ISO curves. Afterwards, we can use the radius given surfaces on the lower floor. I want to select both surfaces. Then let's select these surfaces as well. I enter the copy command. I hold it from the endpoint. It should be a little further on the top. I can hold it at the midpoint. I compilate it by pressing the space button. Then let's extend the surfaces at the bottom and trim the excess with the trim command. This section is blank. Let's fix this part. I enter the extend surface command. I want to select this surface and stretch it inward. I will repeat the same for the surface next to it. let's do this. I hide this surface. Then I got a little closer. I can hide the surface as well. I hide this surface too. And this surface too. Then I entered the extend surface command. I choose the side and extend towards the stern. Then I can show everything with the show command. Then I select these two surfaces. I enter the trim command and trim the excess. There was no trim. We can do like this. Let's enter the dub edge command. Then let's create curve from edge. Front apparently we can trim them with the trim command. I enter the trim command and clean up the excess. Then I can delete the curve by pressing the delete key. I want to select the surfaces and get symmetrical to the other side. First, we have to wipe the surfaces on the other side. First, let's select the stairs and use the hide command. Now I can delete both surfaces. Then I select the surface and the surface next to it. Then I enter the mirror command, I write 0, space, and I get symmetry to the other side. I can also delete the radius given surfaces in the middle. I repeat the same thing. Then let's enter the show command and show everything. Then I can come back here. Let's repeat the same process here on this side. I enter the extend surface command. I do extend. I do the same operation in this surface. Next, I will select two surfaces given radius. Then I enter the trim command and clean up the excess. The surfaces didn't intersect. Let's use the dub edge command. Then we can apply the trim command. I enter the dub edge command. I create curve by selecting the edge. I enter the trim command and clean up the excess. Then I press Ctrl A keys and let's turn off the ISO curves again. I want to repeat same process for the other side. I'm choosing the three surfaces found here. Then I enter the mirror command. I write 0. I get space and symmetry to the other side. Next, I choose the surface. We have already cleaned the excesses of this surface. Let's delete the surfaces. Let's not try the trim by extend again. I choose two surfaces. I enter the mirror command, 0 and space. Then I get the symmetry to the other side. Now let's add the stairs to the middle part. I choose the stairs. I will use the ungroup command. I can hide this surface. I select the surfaces on the left. I enter the mirror command. I hold it from the midpoint. I take the symmetry to the other side. We can check in the right view. Make sure they are exactly the same. I press Ctrl Z keys. I choose this piece. I enter in the mirror command. I held it at the midpoint. I got symmetry to the other side. I'm coming to the perspective view. Let's extend the steps inside a little and clean up the excess. I'm pressing the green square of the gumball. I'm extruding. I choose solid parts. Before choosing solid parts, let's do this. I copied it by pressing Ctrl C. I use the explode command. I delete by pressing the other surface. Let's repeat the same thing for the solid here. I use the explode command, then I select the surface and delete it. I will select both the right and left surfaces. I enter the trim command. I will trim each of the steps. I can make it more comfortable than the right view. I repeat the same for the other side. I complete it by pressing the space button. I'm coming to the perspective view. I can delete the parts other than steps. I want to paste by pressing Ctrl V. I enter the mirror command. I choose the midpoint. I take the symmetry to the other side. I will copy the stairs by pressing Ctrl C. Then I'll go back by pressing Ctrl Z. I press Ctrl Y keys. Then I paste by pressing Ctrl V. I pull the stairs to the right. Then I use the group command. I choose the part. I enter the move command. I hold it at the midpoint. Ask, let's draw the line up. I enter the line command. I draw line by holding end and endpoint. I enter the move command. I grab it from the midpoint and move the stairs to the midpoint. Let's model the doors. I'm deleting line, then I enter the line command. I hold the end and endpoint. Then I select line. I enter the rebuild command. I'm typing 3 in the control point number. I click OK. I press S key. I choose control point in the middle. I carried it backwards. I choose the curve. I press the blue ball of the gumball. Extrude 2.5 meters downwards. I choose the surface. I enter the mirror command. I write 0. I get space and symmetry to the other side. Let comment text stay that way for now. Let's end this lesson here. In the next lesson we can continue work by modeling the comment tag. See you in the next lesson.